I guess, Eric, just described the last play. Was it basically just put the ball in T Mark's hands and let him go?
Yeah, I mean, we spaced the floor out. TB did, luckily we were able to get organized because we were out of timeouts. And we were able to set up a little bit of a press break. Even though they kind of matched up, straight man, there was no, press as there had been, so to speak. And I thought that, we got the ball in the hands of who we needed to tonight because T Mark was playing with such great confidence. And then we just spaced out. We had Davenport in one corner. We had L. Ellis in the other corner. We had, TB trailing as the inbounder. And then we had Minifield on the 45-degree angle on the left side and just said, there's no way we're taking a three. Like, we've got to go to the cup or at least get inside of that, 12, 14-foot range, really.
I know on the play-by-play goes as a layup, but it was a pretty clutch shot. Just what you think of the way T Mark handled that?
Well, that's he's, I know that all the analytics people talk about, mid-range being a bad shot. It's been a really good shot for us at Arkansas. Jimmy Witt, Ricky Council, T Mark. Like, it's a great shot for him, not a good shot. I mean, he's a lethal pull-up jump shooter, 12 to 17 foot. And look, he had 35 points on 15 field goals attempted. And our guys did a great job of finding him, even this 2 threes. I know they were off spot-up assists. And, we did a pretty good job on the glass, not great, but decent enough to win the game. And look, we led for 38 minutes. That's a drastic improvement from where we've been in our first 3 games to lead for basically the entire game. Give Texas A&M a ton of credit. They came back, had a great second half. They've had a lot of come from behind wins. It was an incredible shot by a great player in Wade Taylor. And they're super well coached. And they've been a hard matchup for us since I've been here.
Do you feel like they just didn't want to foul T Mark on that last play, and that's why
I don't, I don't ever, comment. I wasn't in, part of their. I know that we wanted to try to get the ball to the rim. Again, I did not want to see a 3-point shot for us at that juncture. I mean, we had been to the foul line 40 times and wanted to try to put as much pressure on the defense as we could.
Coach, did you know coming in that this might be a game that suited T Mark, or when did you know that he was going to have a night like he had?
Yeah, I mean, we felt like there were some areas on the floor that we could try to get him the ball. Obviously, it's pretty evident that from the start we were trying to get him in certain matchups. So yeah, and then I thought we did. They have 2 star players in my opinion. It's Radford, we couldn't have done a better job. And Taylor, I mean, what an incredible performance all the way across the board for him. But he did take 32 shots, which is, he can get his own shot at will because he's such a special player.
And L hasn't played a whole lot lately, but you put him in the starting lineup tonight, and he played pretty well. Just what made you put him in the lineup, and what did you make of his performance tonight?
Just kind of, we've kind of been a moving target. You know what I mean? Like on who starts, and I felt like he's a veteran, and we're playing a veteran team. I mean, it seems like a couple of those guys been there since I first got here. I don't know if they have or not, but a lot of 5th-year guys, a lot of guys that have played there for 3-4 years, a lot of guys that have played in this building, and felt from an experience standpoint, that was why we started the group. I thought Chandler had a lot of experience, been very level-headed the way that he follows the game plan, and we knew that they were going to soft trap. the pick and roll. And we felt it was important that we had a guy that was a willing passer and a non-turnover player in the short roll spot. And we had 5 assists and 4 of them from Chandler and 1 of them from Kai in his 3 minutes. So obviously going into the game, our 5 men being ball distributors and kick out players and hitting the dump off, man, was something that we worked on a tremendous amount of time in a short prep.
Just what have you seen from L and how he's kind of handled maybe the reduced minutes to be able to come in tonight and play such a big role for you? And when did you maybe kind of tell him that he would be back in the starting lineup tonight?
Well, whenever we practiced the other day, to be honest with you, he jumped out there with the first unit. I was putting in a play, didn't call out 5 guys, and he jumped out there. I was already going to start him, but then when he did that, it kind of showed the whole staff, like, he wanted to be in that first group. I didn't call out a first 5 on purpose. I wanted to see who the first 5 that were eager to get out there, as we were adding something. And look, we need him to play well. And he went 3 for 11. But the key was his rebounding. That's a career high. He played a lot of minutes last year. I mean, you look at those minutes every night, and for him to rebound the ball like he did, phenomenal. And our bench has to rebound. I mean, flat out. This plus minus thing is important to me and to our staff. And we got to get better in the plus minus area from an individual standpoint. Some of our guys, that's got to happen for us.
Tremont took, I think, 22 of the 40 free throw attempts, but L got to the line 8 times, TB 8 times. I mean, how impressed were you with just the relentlessness of attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line?
I mean, they're super aggressive defensively. I mean, they are relentless defensive attackers of the ball, and you've got to be strong with the ball, and you can't settle. That was, 2 things that we tried to do, and we did a good job. And, you can't settle against Texas A&M.
Coach, you talked about the eagerness of the starters that you put out there, but 12 minutes in, you're up 20 points. I'm curious just what's going through your mind when you're up 20 on those guys.
Where has this been? No, I mean, look, we led the whole game. Again, give them credit. They led for 6 seconds, but for us, forget, Texas A&M, we needed to lead from start to finish in a game. When you lose like we have of late, your confidence can get, shaken. And I mean, all over the locker room, there's probably 40 signs in there that say, bring your swagger back. I mean, when we played Duke, we had swagger. We thought we were going to win the game. I know it's an exhibition game. I know nobody wants to hear it. I'm going to say it, even though nobody wants to hear it. We had swagger when we played Purdue. And we need that back. And the only way to truly, truly get it back is to play well. And I thought we played great in the first half. I really did. I thought we came out of the jump ball with a team that looked like we had to win the game, which we had to win this game.
To kind of expand on that, just what do you feel like changed from last game to now to make them come out that way? And then how do you sustain that?
Well, one, we had a good crowd. I think when you play at home, Florida had a great crowd. And different lineup. I thought that, Joseph and Layden played really well last game. And I think that, kind of put everybody on alert, so to speak, that, you got to play super, super hard. You got to follow the game plan. And I think those 2 guys playing well kind of helped some of the other guys maybe understand I better play or I'm not going to get my minutes back. And when you have guys come off the bench that do that the prior game, I think it carried over tonight. I really did, with guys understanding the urgency of them performing at a high level from an effort standpoint.
Eric, I know it took a lot longer than you would like to get that first SEC win, but you can't get 2 or 3 or 4 till you get one. Just how big was it to win? And you feel like this can be something you can build on?
Yeah, I mean, I think, confidence wise, Bob, I think we needed it for sure. It's one game, it's over. Up there, South Carolina's depth chart right now. I can't wait to get home and start digging into South Carolina. They've had an incredible season so far. I think even myself, like you win a game, like kind of puts an extra juice in you, and it's on to South Carolina. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
I know we asked Team Mark Scotty or somebody asked him if he ever hit a game winner. He said he had a half court shot or something to beat Memphis when he was a freshman. Were you aware of that other game winner he had hit or? Yeah,
No, it wouldn't matter. I still would have put a ball in his hands tonight if he never had one his whole life.
Eric, I know Tyrese Radford's a guy that you've spoken highly of in the past. You guys held him to 2 for 15. What all went into that?
Yeah, I mean, we tried to, send help in extra areas. It really worked against Radford, and it really didn't work against Taylor. They're both great players. Like you guys have all heard me talk. Look, Buzz Williams, a great coach, not a good one, a great coach. They're super well coached. They're super hard to prepare for. And both those guys are I love watching those guys play when we're not playing. Those are two of my favorite players to watch. And I've said it a lot, like Radford he can do so many things. He can play the 1, 2, 3, 4. We just, I thought we did a good job of Biggs being in the right help position and trying to get him to certain spots on the floor.
Yeah. Eric, I don't think Battle played. Was that the coach's decision? Was he healthy?
Yeah, it was coach's decision. I mean, it was, tonight was, shrinking the rotation and who knows whose night it'll be Saturday, or I guess day. Who knows whose day it'll be Saturday? I have no idea. None of you guys know. And that locker room probably didn't know. Somebody's got to get hot for us tonight. It was T-Mark. Devo's defense was where we wanted it. L did a great job on the defensive backboards. Chandler did a great job moving the ball. TB was in proper spots from a defensive standpoint. Everybody's got to be ready. Obviously, the way we sub right now, you never know. Yep. Thanks.